So we've captured Carlisle. We've got our army in Carlisle. We're going to repair the wall in case we get counterattacked. So the wall is being repaired. We've got our two armies on the right hand side. We've got one in the fort. Well, the fort's empty. We've got one here. That is Domhnall Fennis, age 21, 3-star general. Quite chivalry and 5 on the loyalty. We have the secondary army coming around the back as well. That's Domengart Inchmerton, and he's a 5-star general. He's only age 16, so he's going to try and rank this guy up, try and get him really powerful. He's going to be quite promising. We've got William Wallace, a bit older. He's only 35 years old. He's a 5-star general, so the same stars as this guy, but very high in the chivalry and very loyal. Plus, he's the hero of Scotland. It says here, Wallace is not the most polished of characters, but he's one of the most inspirational leaders of men Scotland has ever produced. +1 command, +3 morale for all troops on the battlefield, +3 command when fighting against English. So this guy is ultra powerful. Everyone gets really good morale, and they get extra morale versus English as well. So this guy, keeping this guy safe in this war versus English, is probably going to be very high on the priority. I will not risk this guy in battle at all versus English. So we're going to pull Domhnall Fennis down here. We're going to get the second guy here. He's already had all of his moves this turn. And we've got Carlisle pumping out some spear militia. We're repairing the wall and building a town guard. Don't have any florins left in this turn. Probably can't do much else, to be honest. Taking Castletown. We're building a couple of troops in Castletown. We've got the Highlanders there, we've got the spearmen, and we've got quite a lot of archers. I think we might try and... Can we retrain anyone? Let's retrain the spearmen. That brings it back up to full strength. We're going to end the turn, see what the next turn brings. So we've got a new mission here. It's take settlement, Newcastle upon Tyne. So that'll be that settlement right there probably. We'll check it out on the mission stats. So we're right, that is actually Newcastle upon Tyne. Right at this very second, probably an army will be formed up round about here, and we're going to probably have to fight a battle, a fairly large battle, probably the next 7 to 8 turns probably. So we're going to try and do as much damage as we can to the English. We've only got to take another 7 regions for us to win. So we're going to have to destroy the English here. We might actually have to fight the Welsh as well. I did an agreement with the Welsh. I made an alliance and I did map information, and you can see Wales are doing really strong. The Barons Alliance are doing pretty well too. So the English are actually getting pumped right now. The English also have settlements in Ireland, and I've actually got a... Let's just see the diplomat right there. There's a diplomat right there. He's made contact with the Irish. We've done a trade strike agreement. Some of my island settlements are actually not too happy. So we're going to build a couple of things. We're going to build a wooden wall right there. We're going to build a brothel as well, just on Islas, just to keep the population happy. Same with Arran. We actually had to cut back the troops on Arran because it was getting a bit expensive. So we're going to build them a few things. We're going to build them a wooden wall, and we're going to build them town watch and brothel as well. We don't want these guys to rebel. Obviously, having the water, it's a bit annoying having to travel across with boats. It's a bit time consuming as well. So we're going to keep these guys happy with buildings. We just check the top islands. I've got Kirkwall right there. They're fairly happy. We've got 2 guys on the island. We've got another young guy here, Rudrate Fennis. So he's another son of Angus Fennis. He's a legendary Scottish general. I don't know about in real life, but in this campaign he's fought a lot of battles, and he was very useful early in the campaign. So do I have a fleet anywhere? Let's check. Can I actually check units? Military forces. So yeah, here it is. So that's the other fleet. So we want to try and find out where this guy is. He's there. That's the other fleet right there. So we're going to have to pull this fleet up to transport Angus Fennis's son across. So we're going to move that fleet right there. I could build a fleet up here and transfer the general across, but I'm not going to waste any denarii or any turns rather, or florins. I'm going to move up the secondary fleet and we're going to transfer that general across. Because you want to try and make sure the generals are sort of spaced out in the cities so they reproduce and have sons, and then we get more generals from that. We're going to pull down the secondary army, and I'm not going to bother defending the bridge there. I'm just going to go for all-out attack. We're going to have to use the time aspect. The faster we attack the English, the less chance they'll have of actually forming up a decent army and counter-attacking. So we've got plenty of troops on Carlisle. We've got an English fortress right there. We're going to pull over the Scottish diplomat, and fairly poorly defended, we are going to put in William Wallace. So we're going to give William Wallace the 2 ballista. They can fire very powerful arrows. They can actually break through stone. So William Wallace he's got quite a lot of cavalry. He's got light cavalry here, 5 lots of light cavalry, a lot of powerful Highlanders. We might actually give him some more infantry. Give him 10 militia. They're not the best spear, but they will be fairly useful. Give him that, and can we give him another unit? I think we're going to swap out 2 of the border horse. Give him some heavier horse. So we're leaving Carlisle slightly exposed here. I'm going to put these troops in Carlisle. I think there's 5 troops there, 2 Highlanders, 2 pike, 1 archer. They'll fit nicely into the garrison. So obviously Carlisle's a little bit weak, but we're going to press ahead. So this is the first lot of armoured swordsmen with the English knights we're going to fight, and obviously they have really good stats. So the best troops I have are the Highland nobles, with the best infantry. So they have attack of 11, 18 for armoured swordsmen. My guys have really good attack. They have a double-handed sword, aka claymore, really poor defence. So these guys are actually probably inferior to these guys. Probably these guys could be better if used in the right way, but obviously the lack of defence really hurts the Highland nobles. So we're gonna pull these guys down. We're gonna attack the fort. We're gonna pull over that army. These guys are gonna attack Newcastle upon Tyne, and because these guys are fighting the barons, they don't have a large army, but probably quite soon they will be forming up a large army and they'll be actually mobilising against us. So that's why we need to have powerful armies in reserve to help back up the main forces. That fort's empty, and we're probably gonna... I mean, that fort is gonna be pretty powerful. These guys are really powerful. I've got to attack that fort. Pull that down, pull the army down there, and we've got troops there as well. So we're going to end this turn. We've got about 1600 florins. We've got a large army in Castletown. We need to defend Castletown quite a lot. It's a programmable town. A lot of factions will attack Castletown. So we're going to end this turn here and see what the next turn provides. So we've got a suitable husband here, betrothed, Mariori, Fennis. So Fennis is kicking out the babies. Angus Fennis, it's a lot of sons. So that's the next. We've got 3 generals on Kirkcourt now. So we really want to get that fleet up and start transferring over these generals. So 1, 2, it's going to take 3 turns to get up there. We're going to put over the 2 generals onto the mainland, transfer them down, and we'll start using these guys to attack the English. So right there we have the first powerful army. They've come up to attack us. This guy's called Alfonso of London. He's age 35, he's a 5-star general. Not well liked in the battlefield, fairly loyal. This guy could be a threat. I can only see one of his troops. He's got 2 Bill Militia Mailed Knights at his disposal, and his army has a couple of other units there and Build Militia. So the Build Militia, they're pretty good, they're fairly cheap, they have really good attack, they don't have much defence, and they're really poor versus arrows, they don't have armour or shield. We've got our second army coming down there. Wallace is attacking that fort. What's Wallace got again? He's got the Highlanders and the 2 Ballista. Unfortunately, that fort is fairly powerful. I might actually, can I bypass that fort? I think I might bypass that fort and go for that city there, possibly. I don't really want to have to face 3 armoured swordsmen and 2 armoured sergeants straight up. It's only 5 units here, but these guys are really powerful. Look at the stats. Attack of 11, defense 17. They have really good armor, shield, and defense skill. These guys are even worse. They have really good defense. Majority of that's armor. Wallace has plenty of troops, but I don't want to have to waste too many troops in that fort. So we've got our guy here, he's attacking that settlement. He's got enough troops to attack now, so I think we are going to attack. We wait for the next turn, possibly wait for the next turn. We've got the secondary army, pull this guy down. We want to attack on every front, gain maximum advantage, and we've got enough money to start pumping out more troops. So we're going to build some more Spear Militia, some more Mailed Knights. That's Edinburgh, Perth. What can Perth build? Go for the Heavy Pike, they're fairly good. Stirling, Highlanders, Pike, Archers, blah blah blah. So obviously the castles can build better troops. We can build the Heavy Pike Militia, the castles. The cities we can only build Spear Militia, Town Militia. We can build these Merchant Cavalry, they're fairly good on the attack. Not the best, fairly good on the defence rather, not too good on the attack.